యూపీఎస్సీ 2023 సంవత్సరం పరీక్షా ఫలితాలలో పాలమూరు జిల్లాకు చెందిన దోనూరు అనన్యరెడ్డి జాతీయ స్థాయిలో 3వ ర్యాంకు సాధించింది. అడ్డాకుల మండలం పున్నకల్ గ్రామానికి చెందిన దోనూరు సురేష్ రెడ్డి మంజులత పెద్ద కుమార్తె అయిన అనన్యరెడ్డి తన పాఠశాల విద్య అంతా మహబూబ్ నగర్ పట్టణంలో పూర్తి చేసింది. 6వ తరగతి నుండి 10వ తరగతి వరకు గీతం పాఠశాలలో చదివి ఎస్ఎస్సిలో అత్యుత్తమ గ్రేడ్ పాయింట్స్ను సాధించింది. అనంతరం ఆమె హైదరాబాద్లోని నారాయణ ఐఏఎస్ అకాడమీలో ఇంటర్ పూర్తి చేసింది. ఢిల్లీలోని మిరాండా హౌస్లో డిగ్రీ పూర్తి చేసి యూపీఎస్సీ పరీక్షలకు ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యింది. మొదటి ప్రయత్నంలోనే తన లక్ష్యాన్ని చేరుకుని జాతీయ స్థాయిలో 3వ ర్యాంకును సాధించింది. అత్యుత్తమ ర్యాంకును సాధించడం పట్ల ఉమ్మడి పాలమూరు జిల్లా వ్యాప్తంగా విద్యావేత్తలు హర్షం వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నారు.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Take your seat, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before we start, Aradi, can you introduce yourself short?
Sir, I'm Ananya. I come from Mahbub Nagar district of Telangana. I've done my graduation from Miranda House, University of Delhi. Since then, I've been preparing for civil services examination. I'm a cricket enthusiast and I also like to teach and mentor students, sir.
Already you got a very interesting hobby, not interesting, it's normally hobby, but you said you have mentioned about your, as a hobby you like Dan Brown's book.
Yes,
That
sir.
is what you have mentioned. What is the latest book of Dan Brown you have read?
Sir, I've read Angels and Demons.
Yeah, that is now Dan Brown is said, I mean I also read most of his books. Now most of the books are about some specific symbol of Christianity and about this, I will not say corruption, but about wrongdoings or a lot of dangerous things happening in the papal world, where the Vatican City and this sort of thing. Don't you think that, I mean, as a thing one may like, may not like, that's another issue, but she's so famous all over the world, Dan Brown.
Dan Brown's fiction have an interesting arc, sir. His books also reflect his personal ideology, whereby initially he was supporting religion, but thereby as his later books progresses towards, he also brings about the science element and he shows a fine balance between how science and religion can coexist. Sir, regarding the myths that it can propagate and unscientific knowledge it can propagate, sir, in my opinion, books are vehicles of freedom of speech and expression, sir. And it also instills creativity and imaginative power in our minds. And the Dan Brown's novels come with this sense of caution also that they are not actual events and they might also contain some unscientific elements. However, sir, banning a book is not something that I'm in support of, because sir, ultimately, in my opinion, we are living in a society where we can accommodate diversity of voices, sir. And also, if there is any extreme viewpoint that is being proposed, we can take incremental measures. But however, banning a book is something that goes against the very idea of creativity that the books seek to propagate, sir.
My last question is, you are from Miranda House, who is one of the best colleges in India, not only in Delhi. Consistently 7 years running, they are the best college in India. But when it was started by Miranda's father actually, he was the vice chancellor or this thing, Delhi University, his own daughter's name. But that time there was the women never came for higher education, so he had to have a special girls college in Delhi University campus. But do you think that is it really that time has passed, and most of the colleges, even St. Stephen's was a strictly boys college, they also got into the co-educational mode. So hardly there will be one or two colleges like that. Such a beautiful college, such a well-established and illustrious college. Don't you think that you should also go in for co-educational medium? There was more interaction and more natural interaction between people from different sexes, and they give them widen the mind. Don't you think it will benefit the students rather than having a kind of a narrow view that it's only a girls' college?
Sir, Miranda House has provided a safe space for women to pursue their higher educational credentials. Yes, sir, the times have definitely changed, but I still believe that, sir, the sense of identity that Miranda has given to women is something that is unique and is a part of Miranda's heritage, sir. So regarding the benefits that we might be missing out, Miranda House is geographically located near to many colleges, sir. There is Sri Ram College of Commerce, there is St. Stephen's, other colleges, and also the society culture that is present in Miranda encourages people, even boys from other colleges, to come and interact with the students over here, sir. Also,
No,
sir,
but that results in that stampede near the fest, college fest, which was such a, I mean, such a bad, there's a blot on the face of the Delhi University, Miranda Fest. But this also happens if you cluster girl students like that behind high walls, then it does happen like that. Don't you think that that time is past and there will be a new generation, and where new types of thinking should be there?
sir, it was an unfortunate incident, definitely. But sir, the solution to it doesn't lie in making Miranda co-ed college or something like that, sir. I think strict norms have to be ensured in the university campuses regarding safety of women, and also boys should be educated, sir, regarding how it is extremely important to preserve the sanctified spaces that are there for women to pursue their higher education situation, sir. So if there is enough sensitization, I think that is something that is going to be a solution.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ananya, you are from Mahabubnagar.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it the adjoining district of Hyderabad, I mean Rangareddy?
Yes, sir. It
Yeah.
is.
Because I did a election duty there in Mahabubnagar.
Okay, sir.
But why the development parameters are so different?
So, unfortunately, the development in Telangana has been skewed towards Hyderabad, sir. Initially, when the state was not yet divided, the establishment at the state government has focused on developing Hyderabad itself, sir. So, there was no regional balance in development. So, there was no trickle-down effect, as we say, to the less developed regions of Mahabubnagar. Also, sir, the geographical conditions, like whether it is drought-like conditions, unavailability of water and such other things, also make it difficult for a district like Mahabubnagar to come out of its backward developmental indicators, sir.
Okay. You did BA Honours in Geography
Yes, sir.
and Economics as subsidiary,
Yes, sir. It's a minor subject.
minor subject, okay. Then why you choose Anthropology as your subject? Geography is available, Economics is available.
So, during COVID period, when I was studying lots of books, I came across this book on human evolution by Yuval Noah Harari, sir. It was a really interesting book, and that got me interested in human biological and cultural evolution and made me interested in this subject. Apart from that, sir, regarding the practical aspect of it, even though I studied geography, sir, it was a heavily practical course, sir. So the syllabus of my graduation stream was not adequately matching with the UPSC syllabus also. So I opted to go for anthropology based on my interest and also this particular aspect, sir.
Okay. Is the evolution process still on?
Sir, the evolution process is still on, sir. There are small changes that are occurring in humans. For instance, the disappearance of the molar tooth that we are seeing nowadays, and also some kind of adaptations that have been done by Tibetans in high altitude areas. These all indicate that the evolution is still going on. However, sir, the human's cultural evolution is something that has actually outpaced the human's biological evolution, sir. Because of our cultural evolution, whatever the challenges that are being thrown by the nature have been effectively encountered by humans, sir.
Okay. Your second preference is Indian Police Service.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me, we have recently amended all the 3 criminal laws.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some provisions which are pro-women?
So the first provision I can think of is regarding evidence, sir. Now digital signatures are also being accepted, so that will be favorable for women in case of any crime against them, sir.
Electronic evidence.
Yes, sir. Electronic evidence. Also, sir, there is increasing emphasis placed on forensic investigation and other such things. I think in cases involving rapes or other sorts of crimes against women, these technological measures will go a long way in helping the police to investigate, sir. So these are the only two I'm able to think of right now.
Also the EFIR.
Yes, sir. EFIR.
She doesn't have to go to the police station to lodge an
Yes, sir.
FIR.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. GST is now part of customs.
Yes.
It's indirect tax.
Yes.
Why it is called a regressive tax then?
So GST is called as a regressive tax basically because it impacts both the poor and the rich in a similar way, sir. Even though a person might be having lots of rupees or might be just above the poverty line, he or she has to pay the same amount of money for the goods he or she is trying to buy. Unlike direct taxes, which is proportionate to the income earned. So that is why it is called as regressive tax, sir.
As per the February figures that government has released, the number of people filing income tax returns have gone up by 67 lakhs, and also the collection nearly 18% increase or something. So what are the reasons for this?
So the first reason I can think of is government is incentivizing taxpayers to come and file, sir. Earlier, there was direct interface between tax department and people who are paying, which might have led to incidents of tax terrorism. However, now e-governance has been brought in, and platforms like Honoring the Honest and use of e-governance has led to people effectively encountering with the tax department and thereby filing the taxes effectively, sir. That is the first reason, sir. And secondly, sir, the budget also of late has rationalized the direct income tax slab, sir. That is also one of the reasons why there is greater compliance and greater filing of taxes.
Faceless assessment?
Yes, sir, faceless assessment is also.
Okay. Last question. You are fond of cricket.
Yes, sir, I am.
What is DL method?
Sir, DL method refers to Duckworth-Lewis method, sir. Sir, I am not exactly aware of how it is calculated. However, it is usually done whenever a team is not able to play because of various reasons, like if it is a rainfall or something like that. So they will bring down the overs and calculate the number of runs that a team should make in order to win the match. So this is a kind of statistical tool used in order to calculate the runs that have to be made, sir.
Okay.
Ananya, you have given your hobby as a content team lead in the Global Youth.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you aware of the NSS, the Bharat Scout and Guide?
Sir, I am aware of the NSS, sir.
These are also related with the youth program.
Yes, sir, but this is about international relations, sir.
Oh, fine.
Yes.
International relations, global youth.
Yes.
So in that context,
Yes.
so and any other rural organization which you are, any other organization, government organization which looks after the rural youth, like Nehru Yuvak, have you heard of it?
Sir, no, sir, sorry.
Oh, it looks after the same thing which the NSS does, or which the Bharat Scout and does for the urban youth.
Okay,
It is a
sir.
government organization which does it with about 600 branches all over the country.
Okay,
The
sir.
rural side they work on.
Thank you,
that.
sir.
Now, your street has been in the news so far as money laundering is concerned. Some of your politicians are accused of money laundering. So, is tax evasion money laundering?
Sir, no, sir, tax evasion is not money laundering. Tax evasion just makes the money black money. However, if the money is laundered geographically to some other country, that is what is considered as money
What do
laundering,
you
sir.
mean launder to other countries?
Sir, laundered is basically the money, the sources of the money is hidden.
You have a look at it. Go elaborately that what defines the laundering.
Yes,
What
sir.
defines the money laundering, that you have a look.
Yes, sir, sure,
that
sir.
money laundering is not that you see that any kind of remittance is a money laundering, because it changes the geographical territory. So that
Yes.
is not.
So,
not
but it involves steps like layering
So-
of money placement.
no, it's only when it's a criminal.
Okay, sir.
So the money is generated out of a criminal proceeding, and that
Okay.
criminal proceeding has to be a part of the schedule of money laundering,
Okay, sir.
unless it is there.
Okay, sir. Yes.
So that part you have to keep.
Yes, sir. Thank
But
you.
the action which has been taken against the politician in your state, do you think that it is vindictive or it has some basis? You must be coming across the news in the newspaper, etc. You must. What is your take on that?
Sir, I'm not particularly aware of the action that has been taken, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Now you have been asked about the increase in income tax.
Yes.
So as a student of economics, it has been said that it is not only the growth rate, but there is a buoyancy in tax collection. So what do you understand by this statement that there is a buoyancy in the tax collection?
So buoyancy in tax collection basically means increase in tax collection with respect to increase in GDP, sir. There is a proportionate increase in tax collection along with the increase in
What is the
GDP.
current tax buoyancy at this point of time, or the last year? What was the buoyancy?
Sir, I have to look into it, sir.
And what is because the government has set a target,
Yes.
that which is lower than the last year, but
Okay, sir.
yes, there is a.
I'll look into
Now,
it, sir.
coming to the World Trade Organization's ministerial conference,
Yes, sir.
what were the issues there? What were the issues there?
So the first issue at WTO's ministerial meeting was regarding duties on e-commerce, sir. For instance, developing countries are asking that the moratorium should be lifted on e-commerce so that developing countries will benefit from the taxes. However, developed countries are against any such thing. And the second issue was about long-standing issues, sir. For instance, we have issues regarding public the procurement of food that is there, for instance, in India, and these issues have been pending since Bali conference, sir. So this was also one
When
of
was
the
Bali
issues.
conference held?
It was in 2013, sir.
And what was the concept there in connection with the agriculture products?
So the concern was basically India
What is
was,
that concept known as? Peace approach? What is that?
yes, sir, it's called as Bali Peace Clause.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. It was that developed countries allowed countries like India to continue with their procurement unless until and unless a final solution is arrived at the procurement, sir.
So India is civilly supporting that. Guarding that situation should continue.
Yes, sir.
And what was India's concern in the case of software?
So software, I'm only aware of the e-commerce thing, sir. That
So what was India's
Yes.
concern? Because India is one of the largest exporter of software.
yes,
So
sir.
it will adversely impact
Yes, sir.
the country
Yes, sir.
if there is a duty on that.
Yes, sir.
So that was India's concern in WTO.
Yes.
What is India's contribution in world trade? What part of world trade is India?
Sir, if my memory is serving well, it is approximately 2% of the global trade.
And what is
sir.
China's percentage in the world trade?
Sir, I'm not aware of it.
It's almost 8 times.
Okay,
of
sir.
India's.
Yes.
So now if you have to identify 2-3 problems of world economy,
Yes, sir.
keeping in view the present scenario,
Yes,
say
sir.
even after 2-3 years,
Yes, sir.
what would be those?
So the first is, I believe, the disruption to supply chains that is happening because of various geopolitical conditions, sir. Especially when Russia-Ukraine war happened, that is the first thing, sir. So, and secondly, the fine balance that has to be maintained with respect to inflation and growth is something that is posing
Very good.
challenges to
Yes.
many central banks, sir. Sir, and thirdly, specifically for countries like China and other countries also, post-COVID restrictions and the other effects are also leading to issues with regard to slowing of growth. That is the other thing, sir. So, and fourthly is regard to energy crisis, sir, especially because of the...
Energy crisis, climate changes,
Yes,
etc.
sir.
Those two things are there.
Yes, sir.
Now, China's economic progress is a matter of concern for the entire world.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that China's development economy will have impact on in what way? That is China's trajectory of economic growth.
Yes. Sir, firstly, India is heavily dependent on China for many of its imports, sir. For instance, there are active pharmaceutical ingredients that India is dependent upon. So in that case, if manufacturing capacity of China falls, that it may risk supply chains of India, sir. And secondly, sir, I also believe it is with respect to other goods also, sir, not just active pharmaceutical ingredients. However, sir, the shining line can be that because of the slowing of the manufacturing capacity of China, the China Plus One strategy can be adopted by countries like
Okay.
India and Vietnam in order to encourage the companies to come to it, sir.
So, you see, inflation, recession, growing inequality is a concern throughout the world,
Yes, sir.
etc. But what is so specific in Indian economy context that you see 2-3 problems which is specific to India and requires urgent attention in the coming years?
So the first problem I can think of right now is food inflation, sir. The food inflation is high and it is also impacting somewhere our monetary and fiscal policies, sir. For instance, RBI is thinking about rate cuts with regard to food inflation, and our export policy is also being affected because of food inflation, sir. Secondly, sir, the manufacturing capacity. Sir, I
Do
think
you consider that the poverty this still continues to be one of the main
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. That is the main
And
concern
the
in my
rural
opinion.
stress.
Yes,
That
sir.
is also because of the agriculture sector, etc.
Yes, sir,
Is a
definitely.
problem which requires.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Now coming to the fiscal deficit.
Yes.
What is fiscal deficit?
So fiscal deficit is the borrowings that government take in order to make shortfall for the revenue that it has, sir, basically.
Mhm. And how the gap is filled up?
So the gap is filled up through various sorts of borrowings. For instance, we can borrow from within the country through the market, and usually it is also borrowed from the other countries. That is also there, sir. And there are some other mechanisms also. For instance, there are something called off-budget borrowings which are not reflected in fiscal deficit, but which are borrowings undertaken by
So
public
what
sector.
is monetization of deficit?
So monetization of deficit refers to printing of currency in order
Good.
to.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, Ananya, I must congratulate you. First attempt, you
Yes,
have
sir.
come in the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent,
Thank you.
because I have seen many candidates struggling.
Thank you, sir.
So you said 2022 you gave an application but did not appear in the exam,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
That was some change of strategy. Anyway,
Yes.
you have also studied several subjects: geography, economics, anthropology. You mentioned Yuval Hariri. I've read his books also. He's a wonderful author.
Yes, sir.
He brings very interdisciplinary or a lot of wide area of knowledge he puts together.
Yes, sir.
Now, in anthropology, can you tell me what distinguishes humans from animals?
So the first aspect that distinguishes humans from animals is the enhanced brain capacity, sir. While our nearest primates like gorillas and chimpanzees also have that, ours is numerously evolved, sir. That is the first thing, and that is also what I believe is leading to our advancements in culture and society also, sir. Because of our enhanced brain capacity, we have become tool makers, we have acquired the capacity to speak, and we have also acquired the capacity to form societies and generate narratives like religion, which is nothing but cognitive abilities, sir. So
Right.
that is.
All this plus the idea to cooperate
Yes, sir,
for
definitely.
common good.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Very good. And you studied geography. So, what are the 4 countries largest by area?
So there is Russia, there is Canada, 4th is United States, sir. Sir, I'm not aware of the other one.
Third is US with Alaska, and 4th is China.
Okay, sir, thank
Okay,
you. Sir.
and what is India's rank?
Sir, if I'm not wrong, it is 7th.
7th. Good. What's the deepest point in the ocean called?
Sir, it's called the Challenger Deep Mariana Trench.
Mariana Trench. Very good. Okay, now you come from Telangana, right?
Yes, sir.
Why was Telangana created? Just give me 1 or 2 strong reasons for which this movement flourished and then eventually happened.
So the first reason is the spirit of the Telangana people, sir. So Telangana people were thinking that the establishment especially has been discriminatory towards their cultural, economic needs, and that is one of the reasons that has made them to rise against the establishment. And sir, especially the role of students and other political parties has to be mentioned in maintaining this spirit, sir. Sir, second, I also believe the safeguards that have been provided for Telangana over the years have been flouted, sir. For instance, there were safeguards with respect to funds, with respect to resources, and with respect to water, which are famously called in Telugu as Neelu Nidulu Niyamakalu, which were flouted continuously, and that is why it was believed that statehood is something that would benefit the people of Telangana, sir.
So the leader who became eventually chief minister for 2 terms, what's his name?
K. Chandrasekhar Rao, sir.
Right,
KCR.
KCR. Was it a KCR's personal dream to do this and encash the success that he achieved in splitting Telangana, his personal dream, which petered out in 10 years? People saw through. Same people have rejected him, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me how he developed the whole idea of Telangana, because as an outsider, I have no special affinity for one or the other. I know one Andhra,
Yes.
where Telangana was the area around Hyderabad and Nizam area.
Yes, sir.
But then he made it in a movement, and then in 10 years people have just lost him or forgotten about him.
Yes.
How this happened?
Sir, there might be political ambition, sir. I'm not denying that. However, sir, to sustain a movement like Telangana movement for nearly 20 years, sir, he was popular and he was there in the front for 20 years. I think it required some special, genuine intention to create Telangana for the people of Telangana, sir. So, keeping aside his political ambitions, I'm sure that there was some genuine interest to bring Telangana for the people of Telangana and make it beneficial for them,
Okay,
sir.
now let's forget about KCR.
Yes.
Whatever he was wanting to achieve, has that been achieved in 10 years of his chief ministership? To what extent you think it has been achieved? 50%, 75%, more than that, or what?
So for a new state like Telangana, I think the results are really good, sir. I would, sir, I'm not able to put a percentage figure, sir, but Telangana is now one of the fastest growing states, and it has also performed exceptionally well in various indices of Niti Aayog like Export Preparedness Index and also something like Sustainable Development Goals and other such things, sir. Also, sir, the per capita income of the state has almost doubled since 2014. Also, sir, especially the IT sector is booming, and an ecosystem like environment has been created in Hyderabad, and also growth is also now being decentralized, sir.
With all these convincing arguments, because I can see you can speak very convincingly, it's your greatest quality.
Thank you, sir.
Why people threw him out? Just give me that reason also. If he achieved all that successfully, shining examples, why was he thrown out?
So firstly, I believe there are still gaps, sir. Though the welfare schemes have been announced, I still think that Telangana has a long way to go in terms of agriculture, industry and the employment of youth, sir, particularly. So that is a gap that has been found. And secondly, sir, it is natural that anti-incumbency will be there after 2 terms in the state, sir. So that is also one of the reasons why there was
Okay, all right. Those are political shenanigans which keep happening in Indian political scenario.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, there is a word called Vishwa Guru.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this word? What is meant for someone who has never heard this?
Sir, Vishwaguru basically means what India can bring to the world table, sir. India can be a leader in various aspects. For instance, there is governance, there is its Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam ideology, there is its voice for global south and other such things. And also, sir, India is one country which has been able to balance its soft power and hard power very well, sir. So these are some of the things that makes India a lot beneficial for the world also. So that is something.
Okay, so the same Vishwa Guru of India that you are mentioning, does it have to be one religion denominational country like Ayodhya happened at the cost of destruction of the mosque? So does it mean that it will be mostly majoritarian state, or it will have tolerance for secularism? Without tolerance for other minorities, how can you become Vishwa Guru?
Sir, in my opinion, diversity of India is its greatest asset, sir.
Fine.
And that has been respected across the world, sir. So this diversity of India is also something that can act as soft power going forward, and that can
No,
also.
but what
influence.
diversity you are talking when we are moving towards one denominational majoritarian state, right? Political science also, I am sure you have studied.
Yes.
Don't you see that India is moving towards a majoritarian state? So with that, is that the message we want to carry to the rest of the world? Non-tolerance, CAA and opposition. So how do you justify India becoming a Vishwa Guru with this kind of a structure?
Sir, definitely, sir. The majoritarian tendencies in the country are on rise, like you have mentioned the CAA and all such things. Sir, but I'm optimistic about the institutional structures like the Supreme Court of India.
Okay, all that mechanism you are hopeful. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Moving on, last question. Russia-Ukraine war, which side is to be blamed?
Sir, I think one cannot put blame on either of the countries,
Okay.
sir. I think it is, I would say, the failure of the global community in order to reach to dialogue, diplomacy and solve out such issues, sir. That is one of the major factors that has led to Russia-Ukraine war, sir. So for instance, Russia's concerns have not been able to adequately resolved.
So
by
if
the
it
West.
has not been resolved, Russia is within its means and legal means as per international law to attack its neighbor and take 20% of the land. Is that justifiable?
Definitely not, sir. The percentage of losses that is being done to the country and the world also, and the suffering that is being undergone by Ukrainians is not something that can be justified. So, sir, the only hope going forward is to encourage more dialogue and diplomacy between these two
Dialogue,
countries.
diplomacy, age and time is gone. That's why Russia said Russia will sort it out on the battlefront. More than 2 years they haven't been able to do it. Actually, you also have read that it wasn't expected to run for more than 2 years. He was thinking in 2 months he will sort it out, he will take. His real intention, Russia's real intentions are clear to you. Can you tell me what is it? What is Russia's real intentions in this war that it is fighting for 2 years? What does it want?
Sir, definitely Russia's intentions of annexing parts of Ukraine and reinstate its position as a global power. However, sir, I believe incremental concessions have to be done by both sides, sir. For instance, West can come to the dialogue table and speak about how it will remove some of the sanctions that have been imposed.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
I was asking what is Russia's final goal in this war? Do you know, or if you don't know, you can tell me. I mean, that will move
Sir.
on to something else.
Sir, no, sir, I'm not exactly aware of
Okay,
it.
Russia's goal is to assimilate entire Ukraine. That's why they are fighting for 2 years and more.
Yes.
Russian president says this is a matter of life and death.
Yes,
You know, they say the civilization of Russia emerged in Kiev.
yes,
Ukraine is the place where the Russian nationalism was born. You know, that kind of bonding. Anyway, you have done very well, and thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
So, Ananda, you can wait outside, we'll call you just for feedback.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ananya, you are a very good candidate,
Thank you, sir.
and you are only 22,
Yes, sir.
yeah? So you have a long career. May end up as cabinet secretary, for all that I know. Okay. You can't change it, but you speak too fast.
Yes, sir.
There will be oldies like us there also.
Yes.
So, if you can slightly modulate your delivery,
Yes, sir.
then it will be better. If you can't, then stick to this.
Okay, sir.
It shouldn't affect your flow,
Yes, sir.
but you speak too fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Telangana also is planning a caste survey like Bihar
Yes, sir.
and Jharkhand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there may be some question on that.
Okay, sir.
Caste survey, good or bad, what are the positives, what are the negatives,
Okay, sir.
things like that. And in anthropology, they may ask about synthetic theory,
Yes, sir.
where the Homo sapien first arrived and what was the route it took,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
those questions. And since you have studied geography, something about geopolitics
Yes, sir.
and climate change,
Yes, sir.
so always this thing. And since IPS is your second preference,
Yes, sir.
go through all the 3 criminal laws
Okay, sir.
in a critical way,
Okay, sir.
pro-woman provisions,
Yes.
gender, this thing, gender neutral
Yes, sir.
provisions,
Provisions.
decriminalizing 377,
Yes.
decriminalizing adultery,
Yes, sir.
so many things are there.
Okay, sir.
And many things about Telangana
Yes.
and after the division how it has affected and things like that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And you must be reading a newspaper.
Yes, sir. I'm reading.
Which one?
Sir, I'm reading the Hindu.
Okay. Add one economic paper to it.
Okay, sir.
That will be. And when is your interview?
So it's on 21st of March.
21st of March. Just 1 week.
1 week.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
We find that, I mean, you're good. I mean, I agree with the panelists that
Yes.
you're good in your subject. Posture, I will slightly recommend you that while you speak, yes, now that is the right posture.
Yes.
So while speaking, you tend to come, so that it should be slightly erect.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Now, yes, as sir has already said about the environmental, so there could be questions on the environment, climate changes, geography also.
Yes.
That the iconic lady Greta
Yes,
is
sir.
always in the
Greta
news.
Thunberg.
Today also she is on the news.
Yes.
So there could be some question on that.
Okay.
Economics, I did ask you some questions. Your clarity, again the same point which I advise others also. That think over, decide the points which you have to say, and be clear on that.
Yes.
That now coming to that, you are aspiring for the Indian Police Service, Indian Administrative Service. So the controversial questions you have to face. I think that you are aware of the problem which involves money laundering in the case of politicians.
Yes.
But it seems that you avoided that. So that should not be the case. You should be very clear on that particular thing, that what is the issue. So you can't have the liberty of avoiding this kind of questions, because
Yes.
so you need to have a clear concept on that. Yes, the ideal answer is that you see the judiciary is taking the powers. I mean, there is a Supreme Court, there is a High Court. So if it is vindictive, it will, in the due process of course of law, the things will get removed. But as of now, that what it appears from the trial, that there are serious charges against the persons who have been accused of. So there could be some, as stated by the other panel, that there could be questions on Telangana.
Yes.
Much higher than that. Then there could be question on that, the loss of the coastline,
Yes, sir.
because you are not now landlocked.
Landlocked.
Earlier you were, I mean, part of how Telangana plans to compensate for that.
Yes.
What is the plus point which you have got, which you lost there? So
Yes.
those could be the things. That's all.
Thank
All the
you.
best.
Thank you.
Okay, Ananya, I find you a brilliant, very intelligent girl,
Thank you, sir.
absolutely fit for the civil services,
Thank you, sir.
and you can argue beautifully on both sides. But that is a situation where you need to take a little bit caution.
Yes.
The board is looking to see your capacity to argue properly in a synthetic and harmonious manner and reaching the correct conclusion. The correctness of your argument is what they are veterans. They have seen many brilliant. Now, if you wish to argue on both sides, you can do that, but that should not take you. You need to take a stance on opinion-based questions. You know, chairman also will say fact-based questions. Either you know the answer, you don't know the answer. There you can ask permission to guess, or I don't know. Opinion-based topic. I did ask many things, like not just Russia, Ukraine, even Israel, Gaza, China's misuse of open trade,
Yes.
entire policy, government policy since January 2001 when they joined WTO, misuse, heavy subsidy. These are topics where I don't know if you have full knowledge, but if you have, you don't need to be ambivalent or take a cautious line, because you need to speak up truth as understood by you.
Yes.
This is very important, because the board wants to know what kind of argument you are taking. Why this is very important is because many situations in IAS, IPS will be such. The truth will not be easily visible. Both claims will sound, look very convincing. But you have to figure out. And same thing will be asked by your superiors also.
Yes.
On that, the whole thing, you know, the entire hinge is on your judgment of call, you know.
Yes.
So on international issues, now its time is less since your interview is 21st March. Make a truthful, sincere assessment,
Yes.
you know, and then argue accordingly.
Okay.
In Telangana, when I asked whether the aims have been achieved, you argued that you know, he has been able to do. It sounded a little bit pro KCR. I don't blame you. Maybe you have genuinely been impressed, but somebody who knows Telangana better than me can see through that you are taking a cautious line. rather than an impartial objective line.
Yes.
That capacity is being tested, that capacity is being seen all the time. Can you take a balanced view of any individual or situation or any issue when they are asked? And you have solid strength to see through and cut through.
Yes.
You will do very well.
Thank you.
All
Sir.
the best.
Thank you. Now, finally, Ananda, you are as all the sir said, you are an excellent speaker also.
Thank you. Sir.
But content wise so nice, and you are just a graduate, but still very impressive. Now, the speed has to be reduced. Now, how do you reduce the speed? You will reduce the speed by listening to the question till the end. Now there will be a lot of discussions among the panel. Then they will from that subject they will ask a question. So listen till the end. What is the purport of that specific point? Then break them into points. You also say first point, sir, I want to submit. Most important point, first point. Your opinion, it will mostly an opinion based. General knowledge based, there is no argument, no. Either the knowledge is there or not there. Either you know or you don't. Opinion based, first most important point, first I want to submit, sir. The secondly I want to submit, thirdly. When you do that, your speed automatically reduces. Because you get pause. And then the interviewer also sees that you are having a thought through, you have thought through the entire thing.
Yes.
And you got a good impression on that.
Yes.
So that and secondly you got vast knowledge. Mostly you can focus on, I mean apart from what I don't want to repeat what my fellow panelists have said, I just want to say any women based question, women empowerment, gender based violence, gender based these, because the Reddys etc. they are known as the lot of gender based violence they used to commit in Telangana, those areas. The Rayalaseema, Telangana, there could be somebody from those areas. So there could be some points. So you have to prepare yourself for the, especially there used to be gender-based violence in those villages. So and here also now the safe space, especially in Delhi, there is no safe space for women.
Yes.
No lighting, street lighting.
Yes.
Then there is no response of police. Women police, not is only talking. Women police is hardly there when you actually need them. So and then so you have to, these are the issues you have to be, because you are from Beard House College, especially the university students face this the most, the women. Then there will be your icons, women icons, like various fields, women are the top. Industry, science, all the ISRO, etc. All women leaders, especially from South India, they are leading. So their names, what they are doing, they are your icons. Like pre-independence, post-independence, you have to have some. Then knowledge, as you said, novel. There's what about women writers?
Yes, sir.
That Jhuppa Laidi, Devpuni Banerjee, all that. They other from the spices that there is a very famous story from this Malay Kerala. I am forgetting the name. Came into contact with some problem, of course, with the administration, I mean the authority. So those are very, very important. India has produced a string of very, very important, and they are all over the world. Their names are not those. They have some names and some ideas around them. The way they espouse their causes, women's causes, they are much better than many of the developed countries. So those are the things here from Delhi University. There could be some questions, especially Romila Thapar, leftist historian. There could be some, what are the history also somehow they can't come. Leftist history is good, the rightist, leftist, centrist. So these are things, little controversial things. Then India has so many things happening. Ayodhya is happening, has already happened. Gyanvapi is almost happening. Then this your Mathura is happening.
Yes.
So is India becoming majoritarian state? There could be tricky questions.
Yes.
You have to have your opinion on that. The constitution is supreme, equality of law for everybody, equal distance of law for every religion. So these are things you have to have your own mind, and there you just have a very thoughtful and thing which you don't have to change, because there could be pressure on them. On you on these, because you are so good, because once you go to, if simple question, they slowly come towards the more difficult areas.
Yes.
So that, but you have to, you will do extremely well. Just practice a little bit.
Yes.
Because still time, 1
Yes.
week. and you will come out with flying colors.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Yes.
all the way.
Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best.
Thank you,
All
sir.
the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.